Hi folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. I have to tell you a personal experience, and it's about fishing, and it isn't. And I've told you before that every day I get out in the outdoors. Fishing is a way for me to explore all the wonders of nature around me as I'm enjoying fishing. But another thing that I do is I go running every day, and the running allows me to hopefully stay in shape, stay fit, so that I can do all the other things that I want to do. And one of the places that I run is down near the Psych Center and the prisons in the Ogdensburg area. Now, the prisons have shut down, and the Psych Center is basically nothing like what it once was. So you have a vast area of land that is pretty much vacant, and it's pretty much solitary in that sense. So anyway, getting back to what happened to me running, because I find this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I want to share it with you. I was coming back through my trail and my spot, and I was coming near the prison. And on the other side of the prison, there's a building that has been empty for years and years, and even the grounds now that the prison's gone, a lot of the grounds aren't mowed as much. In this area, the ground in front of this building all used to be a lawn, now it's grown up. And as I'm approaching, I see this animal, and I'm like, I think that's a deer. And I get closer and closer, and it hasn't moved. It's still down there. And so I stopped running, because usually if you're running, that alarms any animal more than if you're slowly walking. So I started to walk, and I got closer and closer and closer. It didn't leave. And I started seeing spots on it. And I'm thinking, okay, this is a really young deer. It wasn't just a newborn fawn, but it was very young, and it hadn't got rid of its spots yet. And it was alone, and it's watching me. And so I started talking to it. Heaven knows why, that's just me. Just like I'd talk to a dog or something, and I was saying, how you doing? Or, in a very calm voice. Again, trying to keep it calm. And I got within, I'm going to say, no more than 10 feet. And it did a little jump, and it went backwards. But it only went about 5 feet away, and it stopped and looked at me. And I'm thinking, wow, I wonder where its mother is. And it probably is still dependent. So then I just continued my walk, and I hadn't gone 15 feet, and I was aware of something. And I turned, and there was the deer trying to catch up with me. And it got within just a couple feet of me, and I'm like, I said, you can't do this. I could, and we should all be aware that yeah, it's wonderful to try to make pets out of wild animals, because a lot of people really love to share with any animal. And I'm sort of that way. But I know that I've heard that if you even touch them, the mother will never go near them again, or something like that. So I thought, okay, I can't make a buddy out of this deer, even though it wants to follow me. So I changed my voice. I said, no. Go back. And it turned, and it moved about just a few feet, and it stopped. And I kept walking, and then I heard it's coming running. It wanted to follow me. It wanted to be with me. It wanted me to be its mother or whatever. And I was really torn. I don't like to be mean to anything. I didn't want to be mean to the deer, but I had to. And I went, no, you get over there. Like it's going to understand any words, but I guess it understood the tone or something, and it moved away, and it watched me. And I kept turning. I said, no, and I kept saying so it wouldn't start. And then I got to a point where I was around an edge where I couldn't see it. And the whole way back, it didn't come running after me. And the whole way back, I'm thinking, okay, maybe its mother was killed by a car. Maybe she's still around. Will it survive? I don't think a young deer like that has learned enough to survive yet. But it was a once-in-a-lifetime for me to be so close to this little deer. I could have picked it up almost. It wanted protection. It wanted direction. It wanted all those things that I guess all of us want at some point in our life, and animals are the same. But it was quite an experience. I'll never forget it. And again, it was another joy that came to me by being in the outdoors. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.